What up, fams? I'm Frank, and I'm too big to fake it.
And I'm Neum, and I'm always ready to send it.
Oh man, all the way, eh?
All day.
Hey, shucks. Welcome back to Faith and Flamez, where we talk story.
Share some insights that no one asked for.
Oh, and cuz, as always,
Eat some tasty food.
After, what we spoke about last week, the processes and identity and stuff. Man, I was able to go home, did some me-and-as homework, man. I got myself, in line with my food, and I've put in some pretty mean processes that I think, are manageable, achievable, but they do actually stretch me as well, eh? Because, I've got a lot of goals.
What's one of the things, what's one thing, just for the people listening,
one step
that you've made?
One step that I've made is, I know this seems like real, simple and silly, but for me, it's probably been a game changer over the past week, and it's cutting off all food after 8 p.m.
Oh,
yeah. When I was looking at at myself, my identity, and reflecting on that, like, man, I'm like a late snacker, eh?
Yeah.
Like, when everyone's gone to bed, it's like, oh, what can I eat? Who left their food over and stuff like that. So, yeah, that process of making sure that I'm cutting food off at 8 o'clock, ensures and enables me to, detach myself from that late night snacker person who I used to be. I'm not that person anymore, eh? So what about you? Did anything come from...
Yeah, no, I was grateful, and thanks for sharing that, because I also wrote out the processes, and I was like, yeah, I'm ready to do this, I'm ready to do that. And then, like, the next day, I forgot that I wrote the processes, so I didn't follow it, and just... Day one of not snacking after 8 p.m. Next day was day one of not snacking after 8 p.m.
I think that's something that has come from looking at these processes. It's okay to fail, Through those failures, we can help to become better, after each time, because we'll be able to say, why did I fail this? Now, what processes can I put in place to help me make sure that I don't fail like that again?
I love that way of looking at it, as instead of being a fail, it's an opportunity to learn.
Yeah.
And that's what we'd love to hear as well. I'd love to hear if there's anything you took from the last podcast where we talked about identity, we talked about processes and goals of the new year, and share it with us, man. Drop it in the comments or go have a look at our last podcast.
I'm really excited for, today and our topics. I think I'm more excited about finding out what's on the menu. It's always nice to know what's on the menu, to accompany the conversation.
No, definitely. I definitely agree. I don't go to a restaurant and just want to talk, man. I want to eat.
Yo,
that's why we go there.
Let's go. So let's find out what's on the menu, cuz.
So what we're going to do, cuz, is we're going to run it back.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I was hoping you were going to say something like that, eh? Like, serious, because that steak was fire.
We are. We're going to do the same thing. We got our rump steak.
Yes.
We got our salt and pepper.
I love it.
We're cooking it on the coals again.
Yes, the coals.
We're going to add a little bit of a different seasoning to the mix.
Ooh.
So with all that in mind, now we're going to prep it up, man.
Man, can't wait, man. Let's do it. Wow, cuz. Man, I loved how we prepared that, man, that salt, pepper. But what's interesting, man, is that use of, like, garlic powder.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, man. Where'd you score that one from?
Actually, bro, it's something that my dad does when he prepares steak.
No way.
Have you tried it?
Nah. I've seen it on, like, YouTube clips.
Yeah.
Guga Foods.
Oh, yo.
My man Guga. Have us over to, Florida, have a steak or something, eh? Normally I'm just a salt and pepper kind of a guy.
Yeah, nah, same. So I think New Year, new me. Oh.
Nah, shucks, man. But it's amazing how food is prepared. You go to a different place, a different country, and they prepare it differently, eh?
Yeah.
And, like, the cultures, it's normally present in their food.
You can tell kind of different countries, different cultures from some of the spices and the flavors that they have.
Yeah.
And it kind of puts a bit of a mark on who you are. And when I think about cooking, because I'm always thinking about food, I think about, where did you get that recipe from?
Yeah.
Where did you get that style of cooking from? And it's almost like those that came before paved the way for the way that we actually cook and the way that we eat and the way that we interact.
Wow. So true, the way how they do that. When you think about the way that they're doing, the ingredients that they're using, obviously it would have been because of what was available to them. But, like the planning that goes into place, like when you're cooking a piece of steak, there's a process and a plan that you have to have in order to get your steak from point A to point yum.
Okay. Tell me about that point yum.
Some countries use, different spices and stuff. So, like the spices that go on it, obviously there's a method of that. Then there's a method of trying to cook it as well. That's going to enhance the steak, but also enhance it by the flavors and the spices that they've used there. Yeah. And so that is creating this pathway to point yum. When they slice it open, it's a blue steak with this beautiful crust.
Oh, I feel like skipping this part and just going to the eating part.
Wish you could, eh? Far out, man.
But with that paving the way, with that understanding of the different steps, I feel like that actually comes and helps us lead into what we're talking about today quite nicely. Today, we're talking about how specific people, how our ancestors, how whoever has paved the way for us to be able to live the life that we currently live, how those things that they did are seen in what we do today, and how that's going to help us throughout 2026, our desires for the future generation, and what we hope to be able to leave as our legacy and paving the way for them.
Obviously, like thinking about the steak and thinking about, the preparation, thinking about our ancestors and the things that they've passed on to us and how they paved the way. I think it's time for us to pave the way for, these steaks to go from point A to point yum, man.
Yo.
Is that us?
Yeah, cook it up.
Oh man, woohoo! You know what I love? I love this, like I can smell the coals, the smoke, and especially after that little sizzle. When you first put the meat on, oh man,
I love that.
And then it just, I don't know. It's like this is what my brain is saying right now. It extrudes that smell.
Extrudes.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that a word?
I don't know, because I was gonna say aromates.
Wait, did you pass school C English as well?
I actually did.
Me too. No, I did, honest.
There's nothing quite like that sizzle.
No.
Like for me, I know people out there when they go to sleep, they listen to white noise. Yeah. Sorry, that is my white noise.
Yeah.
That.
Oh, can you do it again? When you hear that and you smell that, like the fruits that are gonna come from this labor are gonna be delicious. Thank you so much.
There's a saying, the shade that I enjoy is from a tree planted by someone before me.
Wow. Oh man. That's like, like that. Have you seen that meme where the head blows up?
Thinking about that and thinking about the topics today, cuz I'd love to hear who that is for you. Who is someone that's paved the way for you, and maybe a little bit about them and things that you saw growing up or even now.
I'm very lucky to have quite a few people who have paved, pathways for me. And because I'm a big boy, they've paved them really wide too. For this opportunity, I have to talk about my mum.
Yeah.
Man, my mum was or is an incredible lady. She has so many characteristics that, I wish I had. Man, there's just so many that I wish and hope that I can attain, as I carry on. So just a little bit of a backstory. Mum was sent here from Samoa, and, like many Samoan families, just came, nothing, had to build, her way up. One of the things that, I remember about my mum is she worked all the time. Like, she worked 3 jobs. Then she'd come home and work the whole house. And because I'm quite a lot younger than my siblings, I was really spoiled. I think it's because I'm the golden child, but
I'd agree.
Man, she did so much for our family, and sacrificed so much for our family. She was so humble. She did her absolute best to ensure that we had what we needed to be successful in our lives. My siblings and I, we're quite successful in the areas that we're in. And that is because she laid, the pathway. She built that pathway for us to make sure that we succeeded. Some of the things she did, man, she, like I said, worked, numerous jobs to ensure that we had a beautiful, safe place for, to live under. She led by example in regards to cleaning the house, making sure that we looked good, we were presentable, that we learned English in particular. One of the things that I remember the most is I'd been driving for a little bit and learned how to drive, and I asked my mum, can I borrow the car? Because, me and the boys wanted to go and do something. Yeah. And she was like, yeah, sure, but you have to drop me off. And so, where I dropped her off is quite a distance from home. It would be about an hour and a half walk from that place home. So I dropped her off, and she said, son, don't forget to pick me up 3 o'clock. I was like, yeah, I got you, mum, all goods. Dropped her off, went out with the boys, got home, and then I just, chilled out, relaxed, and I was like, man, I wonder where my mum is. I wonder where everyone is. Yeah. And then it dawned on me, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to go pick mum up. I looked at the time, it's 5 o'clock. Oh. Went outside, and I saw this small little figure walking, tears in her eyes. She had just worked 2 previous jobs, dropped her off to her job, hour and a bit out, and she had just walked home. I've never felt so guilty at that point in time. She had every opportunity to make me feel really bad. But you know what she did, cuz?
What's that?
She gave me a hug, and she said, son, we all make mistakes. I love you. I'm all right. I'm safe. I'm home. I think about now, my son, because my son's driving now. If he was to drop me off and didn't come pick me up and I had to walk home, oh man, there's all hell to pay. That is, he's going to come home, his clothes is outside on the lawn, find a new house. But my mum in that instant found love, found forgiveness. I'm not at that level yet, but I'm working towards it. And those are some of the goals that, and processes that I've put in place for this year.
Shucks, that's beautiful, cuz.
Love you, Mum.
As you were talking, and you were talking about the characteristics of your mum, the love, the kindness, the hard working, I was looking at you thinking, actually, cuz you have those. You implement those, and I guess that's kind of who we are as a people, where it's like, we're not going to toot our own horn, but I was born on New Zealand, so toot! So I just wanted to make mention of that. As I think about those that are listening, I can guarantee memories were triggered off around those people that influenced and paved the way for them. I hope that there's a possibility for them to actually realize, like you, that you're actually doing those things. It's in you, and I see it, even if you're not going to acknowledge it.
Thank you so much, cuz.
I learned from my mother forgiveness and kindness. It doesn't matter what we did, we'd get the and then forgiven. Yeah. From my father, it was service and just giving. I understand and have beliefs around, love thy neighbor as thyself. If I've got it, then you've got it. I get that. Yeah. But one day, we had this new table and chairs, and I was like, we can eat at the table, let's go. Yo. And then the next day, it was gone. I was like, why are there mats where the table was? Mum said, there's a family that just moved in down the road. Your father gave away our stuff, so let's eat on the floor. And I'm like, how was that my problem? This one time, and I'm learning to be like my mother and forgive and kindness. I'm not there yet. Like you mentioned, I'm not there. So we had this big swimming pool, cuz, growing up. Big swimming pool. It's one of those ones like, it's metal around the way, not in the ground, but, it's quite big. Yeah. And then one day I came home and it was gone. Mum, where's the pool? Oh, they gave it away. They drained it.
No way.
What do you mean he gave the pool away? How do you give that big pool away? Oh no, there was this kid, one of his friends' kids, said to your dad, "Oh, I wish I had a pool." I'm like, "Sorry, are you a genie?" And he gave the pool away. But these were the things that I grew up with, and it paved the way for me that when I got older or when I had things, there was a part of me that was never attached too tightly to them. Sometimes there's this standard that I feel I can't live up to. And, you know, I look at my mum's forgiveness and kindness. I look at my dad's service and his giving. And Dad works so hard. Like, he'll go out and mow old people's lawns and trim their hedges. And I'm like, but you're older than them. And so I had to come to this place where actually I can't reach that bar. But as you were saying before, you know, it's okay. It's okay because this is what I can do. You know, if my dad, you know, out there cutting the grass or whatever it is, I can make sure that he's hydrated. I'll bring him a cold glass of water. Yeah, Dad, you want me to massage your shoulders? Yeah, because I'm not about that life. But I can be about this life. And that way, I don't feel bad for not hitting these marks that actually no one told me I had to hit. But I just thought, oh, that's how they did it. They paved the way like this. Oh, actually, I can pave the way like this. So with paving the way, cuz, and looking at the characteristics of Auntie, or even other people that have been a part of paving the way for you, how do you see this year looking from those experiences you've had with them?
Yeah, man, shucks. Well, I see those characteristics in you like crazy too. You know, you've got heaps of those characteristics. Did I tell you I wish I had a white shirt like this? But I wish I had one. You know, the areas that I've probably going to be looking at implementing those characteristics this year. It reminds me of this quote. You know, rivers are beautiful and they're bent in all sorts of shapes because they look for the easiest path, you know, to go. So as soon as they find, you know, they come against some resistance, they look for a new path. And so, you know, that's why you get rivers that are, you know, quite windy. But for me, I think I'm going to kind of go against that and try to be a little bit more steadfast in the direction that I'm wanting to go, and not have these bends. And my mum's, you know, determination to be a kind, loving mother, that determination, that focus is probably something that I'm going to really try my best to implement with the goals and the processes that I've put in place for this year. My wife was studying, and so at a particular time, it was just me and the kids at home. And funny enough, you know, because I've got 3 kids, and that was the same number that mum, you know, me and my siblings and mum. And I remember how difficult it was, like, to be at home by yourself, look after these 3 kids, have the house in order. You know, and I only had to do that for a certain number of days during the weekend, then my wife was back home. But when I think back and reflect on, you know, my mum had to do this by herself for, you know, pretty much our whole lives. Man, like, I can't fathom how difficult that would have been. I'd ask her, I was like, Mum, how did you do it? And she, you know, she said, son, I prayed every day. And you know, what's funny is I remember her doing that too. I saw that. She had these few things that she was so persistent and so consistent on. And so for me, that's one thing that I need to do, because I have processes in place and goals and places that I want to be in my life, and I want to demonstrate and replicate the same persistence and the same consistency that she had.
Oh, man, I love that, cuz setting us up like that, persistence and consistency for the year, I think it's time to set the table, cuz.
Oh my God. You know what? I think it's awesome that we have this opportunity now to be persistent and consistent with eating.
I will consistently smash the steak.
Let's go.
All right, cuz. Let's get into it. I heard you last time, so I made your steak a bit bigger than mine.
Yeah, no, I wasn't gonna say anything, but man, looking at it now, man, thank you so much.
I can really smell that garlic kicking in.
Yeah, it's funny, man. Like, I was salivating the last time that I was here, but now I'm looking at this and is there extra level to salivating? Like, I'm
The salivator?
Yeah.
Take me up on the salivator.
I'm salivation right now. Like, you know, I have to be honest, it's taking every bit of me not to just grab my knife and fork right now and just destroy this.
Actually, looking at your one, I'm pretty keen to destroy it too. It's gratitude after something has been created, and I think that was a big part of today's discussion. Mirroring those things that they did into our lives moving forward to 2026. Having this steak in front of us, I think of all those things that my parents have done for me to put food on the table as I was growing up, and now as a father, as a husband, thinking of those things that I'm trying to do to create a better future for my kids, you know, to create these kind of meals or opportunities for them to enjoy. So something I'd love to do, cuz, is actually hear from you what your plans are for not only you, but the legacy that you're leaving for your children and for the world.
I don't know if this is like, Pacifica kind of thing, but sometimes you're too scared to talk about your own legacy because you don't want to be seen as being a big-headed, what a show off, like that kind of a person. In this instance, though, like, the legacy I want to leave for my kids is I want to make sure that, because the world that we're living in at the moment is a completely different world from when we grew up, eh?
Yeah.
And the path that I build for my kids is one of resilience. Because I know that, in the world that we live in, resilience is going to be something that they'll need. I want them to know that we come from a great lineage of people. Our people were, we sailed, the world. We traveled the seas. We conquered the oceans just by using the stars to arrive to the lands that we did. Following on from that, my mum came from where she was to this new land, and she built what she built. I hope that my kids will see those same characteristics as I try to pick up the tools that my mum has given me to create this new pathway, so that they can see that they have those characteristics inbuilt in them because they see it in me, they see it in my mum, and that the people that they are have been created before.
Mm.
But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull my card out in a reverse and put that on the table, because you're doing some incredible, amazing things. But I'd love to hear what pathways are you trying to build this year?
For me, cuz, I just want to show my children that they can be anything they want to be. I mean, almost 40, walking around with a phone, on TikTok, going live. Just because. I think I just want my kids to be able to see me doing something. I look at my mum and dad, and they left no stone unturned.
Wow.
And I want to be able to do that for my kids and have them see me do that. Because when it comes to food, I leave nothing on the table.
Man, I know that feeling too, man. I leave nothing there too, man.
So I want them to understand, like, there is so much opportunity. Yes, we are living in a different world, but there's so much opportunity to be able to just do whatever you want, be whatever you want. It's kind of like there was a saying, someone said to me, the best way to walk into the future is actually walking backwards. I was like, what do you mean walking? I didn't get it. Walking backwards, you're still moving towards the future, but you're always remembering what was done before, the paths that were laid. And that's what I would love.
Man, that's incredible, cuz, to have those ambitions and, creating that pathway for your kids and ensuring that they are able to do that. Man, top notch, man, top notch. Listen, we're really interested to hear about you And those of you who are watching, who are the people that paved the way for you, who helped you become who you are today? And I guess what your ambitions are, for those who will come after you. What legacy will you leave? Because I think it's great to hear our side, but I mean, it's amazing to hear those who are watching as well, what you have to share with us as well.
The people that popped into your mind throughout this podcast, drop them down. Or even reconnect with some of the people that you may not have connected with, but that came to mind as we were talking about who paved the way for us.
Definitely. Hey, this might be a good way for you to show gratitude. Share this podcast with them so that they can watch it, so that they know how important they are to you. But without further ado, because I've been talking about, man, I had to wipe my mouth like 700 times because the steak is, is that saying, get in my belly?
Get in my belly.
Before we do that, cuz, what's coming up for next week?
That's a great question, cuz.
Yeah.
The coolest part of it is that usually with New Year's resolutions, by the end of January, bro, we fall. We fail. You start the new year with a bang, hiss and a roar, and then you open your Sprite and it fizzles.
I'm not going to use that one. Thank you. Wow, now you're right, though.
So I think it's timely for us to discuss that it's okay to fail. It's okay to miss a day. It's okay to, I snacked after 8 p.m.
Yeah.
It's okay because it's a part of learning and growing. You said it before, cuz these can be fails or these can be opportunities to learn. Something just as important is that there is always a way back to get back on the horse. Instead of, like we always do, beat ourselves up.
Because it's easy to do that, It's easy to just crash out when you failed. Just be like, nah, stuff it. It's not even worth it anymore. So, I'm loving these topics, cuz I think it's going to be incredible. Pop down your suggestions on if you have any other suggestions in regards to what we should be eating.
And don't forget to subscribe, follow us on all, where are they again? Up here somewhere? All of those platforms.
Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Frank.
And I'm Neum.
And this is Faith and Flamez.